Welcome back to Nature Moment. Is there any justice in a world where life always begins with death? In the harsh savannah, where the sun scorches the earth and the darkness hides watchful eyes, nature shows no mercy, but it plays no favorites either. Here, every morning is a chance to survive, and every evening is a gamble with death. There are ambushes that unfold in breathless silence, and chases that stretch all the way to the horizon. There are lightning-fast attacks, and there are also fierce defenses that last until the very last second. On the savannah, power is seized in the mud, in blood, and through absolute patience. Before we begin this journey, let us know where in the world you're watching this video from. Leave a greeting in the comments, so we can spread our love for nature across all distances. In the harsh wilderness, the picabouis, oxpecker, is not just an ordinary cleaner, but also an exceptional guardian for the giant creatures it lives alongside. When tending to wounds on the bodies of large animals, such as buffalo or giraffes, the picabouis not only helps remove dead tissue, but also helps prevent flies, which are always ready to join the endless feast on open wounds. With its keen sense of smell and hunting instincts, the picabouis kills insects attracted by the scent of blood, while also taking a small piece of flesh from its host. A minor trade-off that helps wounds heal faster and reduces the risk of serious infection. However, the role of the picabouis goes beyond just hunting insects and protecting health. In this highly competitive and dangerous ecosystem, it has also become a reliable alarm for larger creatures. Thanks to its keen eyesight and hearing, the picabouis can detect surprise attacks from large cats, such as lions and cheetahs. When they sense danger, the birds will emit warning calls or display signs of unease through their actions, alerting the herd of buffalo, deer, or giraffes to the approaching ambush. This allows the prey to quickly retreat, avoid deadly traps, and disrupt the predator's hunting strategy. Even so, the picabouis's warning isn't always enough to save the prey. In many cases, predators coordinate their attacks from multiple directions, surrounding their prey and leaving it with no way to escape. At that point, the picabue had no choice but to leave its host, which was under attack, and look for a safer place. It was a terrifying scene that also revealed the relentless and harsh cycle of life on the African savanna. Each day, the picabue embarks on a new journey, searching for large animals that need its help to survive in the harsh wilderness. Although its small size makes the picabue vulnerable to many threats from surrounding predators, such as hyenas, snakes, or powerful birds of prey like hawks and caracaras, it never stops fighting for its survival. Passing through long days soaring over the grasslands, caring for and protecting certain animals from open wounds, it still has to remain highly alert, safeguarding itself from ever-present lurking threats. The indispensable presence of the picabue on the bodies of large animals has created a remarkable symbiotic relationship, where each member contributes to the balance and protection of wildlife far away on the prairie. Herds of large elephants stride powerfully across the grasslands, weighing up to 22,000 pounds and crushing everything beneath their feet. Meanwhile, the life of the picabue revolves endlessly across that vast expanse, caught between danger, survival, and relentless duties, all of which contribute to making the African savanna more vibrant and harmonious than ever before. This is one of the clearest examples of the deep connections between species in the complex, fiercely competitive, and realistic world of the wild. With skin up to 1.2 inches thick and 2 sharp tusks over 3 feet long, African elephants are truly the mighty kings of this vast wild world. When those giants entered the scene, the vast grasslands seemed to tremble, and the birds immediately took flight, knowing exactly what was about to happen. Despite their massive size and formidable natural weapons, African elephants choose to live peacefully and avoid conflict as much as possible. It can be said that their status as the largest land animals on the planet has helped them avoid many problems from other predators. In the chaotic and fiercely competitive world of the grasslands, elephants skillfully use their massive bodies to stay out of harm's way. Under the blazing sun of the grasslands, even fearsome predators like lions or leopards, no matter how deadly, are powerless when faced with these living mountains. Even more fascinating, these elephants aren't just trying to survive, they've chosen to live peacefully, leisurely nibbling on leaves from scattered acacia trees, a rare and tranquil sight in the wild. However, an elephant's life isn't always peaceful. Sometimes danger comes from ambitious predators. Even though a baby elephant can weigh up to 330 pounds and is a tough target for most predators, in the vast grasslands where food is becoming increasingly scarce, fierce prides of lions never pass up an opportunity to hunt such prey. Packs of lions hunt together, hiding and waiting for the perfect moment to attack their small and defenseless prey. In the midst of the pride of lions trying to hunt, the baby elephant had almost no chance of escaping, and the lions secured a full meal for the whole group. Meanwhile, the mother elephant, after an arduous pregnancy lasting nearly 22 months, had to witness her little baby being taken away from her in the most heartbreaking way. That tremendous loss is not only a biological one, but also a profound pain that the mother elephant simply cannot accept. After the baby elephant's death, the entire herd performed a simple yet meaningful memorial ritual, during which they covered the calf's body with leaves. This is not only an act of respect, but also a reflection of the deep emotional bonds among members of the herd, a sign of a complex and compassionate elephant society. This loss simultaneously awakens a fierce protective instinct, preparing for the next battles when predators reappear on the harsh and dangerous grasslands. In the vast expanse of the African savanna, a mother elephant gently caresses the memory of her little one with her long trunk. The space was filled with a tense silence because, as people say, an elephant never forgets. But this time that memory was not just a lingering worry. It had become a burning fire of hatred in the hearts of the giants. Fueled by an intense thirst for revenge, the herd of elephants charged into the fierce battle, wielding their massive tusks like spears and aiming straight at the ruthless enemy who had taken their child. Throughout the chaotic and tumultuous battle, even the king of the savannah couldn't withstand such a fierce onslaught. Even the sharpest claws cannot penetrate the thick, tough skin of giant elephants. In that fit of rage, the mother elephant satisfied her fury and avenged her beloved child, but the pain of her loss could never be healed. They lost an important member, but the herd still had to continue their long journey across the vast grasslands. This time, they carried with them a stricter sense of protection against the unknown. After a long journey under the scorching African sun that seemed to turn green grass into blazing flames, the herd of elephants finally reached one of the few places with fresh water, a rare gift from nature. An adult elephant can drink up to 66 gallons of water a day. And these water sources are a precious lifeline in the midst of the barren wilderness. The mother elephant couldn't help but think about her little one, who enjoyed refreshing baths in the cool water every day. However, nature always maintains a delicate balance. In just a few seconds, massive crocodiles with thick, armored hides can suddenly burst out of the water to hunt their prey. But don't think that these predators can recklessly pose a threat to giant elephants weighing up to 22,000 pounds. This is an uneven confrontation. The crocodile has no choice but to either let the herd of elephants roam freely in its territory, or risk its life facing a single stomp that could snap its spine like a dry twig. Despite those dangers, the rulers of the savanna waters remain vigilant and constantly prepare for their perfect hunting plan. With their imposing armor of bony scales, long whip-like tails, and jaws powerful enough to crush bone, crocodiles are formidable warriors in the lively, fast-moving waters of the savanna. No enemy has ever walked away from that battle without being wounded. The wildlife here is a daring symphony, where pain and life intertwine, creating a majestic yet unforgiving natural landscape. Every creature must stand strong and fight to survive in this harsh land. For most creatures daring enough to venture into the vast waters, the African crocodile is the very embodiment of death. This ruthless reptile, measuring over 13 feet long, is the undisputed ruler of the Southern River, where it proclaims itself the absolute king of the vast savanna waters. Hundreds of thousands of wildebeests, on their great migration, are preparing to make a life-or-death move, crossing this raging river. After long and arduous journeys beneath the scorching sun and through harsh jungle rains, their thirst for new lands, lush green meadows and pristine wetlands, guided them onward. But the final challenge is the river, where ruthless predators lurk. Crocodiles with thousands of years of survival experience have an intimate understanding of every movement in the water and every trembling step of their prey. They patiently lie in wait, watching for the perfect moment to spring their trap with their powerful razor-sharp teeth. At first, when thousands of hooves pounded firmly against the ground, the resounding noise seemed to signal the arrival of an impending storm. Near the riverbank, the air grew stifling, and the tension reached its peak. The antelopes could sense the danger clearly. Their legs suddenly trembled, and none of them wanted to be the first to plunge into the treacherous waters. Now, quiet breaths blend with the sound of waves crashing, and groups of antelopes gather, their eyes fixed on the lush green hills across the river. Meanwhile, beneath the murky water, only cold, watchful eyes are visible, as crocodiles silently observe the feast about to unfold. And then, the inevitable happened. The first antelopes lost their caution, slipped, and plunged into the deep water, signaling the start of a great battle. Hundreds of antelopes hesitated, then all at once leapt into the pitch-black water where crocodiles lay in wait, ready to strike with deadly bite. Although they are outnumbered, nothing in the water is as ferocious as these crocodiles. Each crocodile's victory is marked by the instant death of an antelope. They drag their prey into the depths of the river, where the cold water finishes the rest of the battle, drowning. Even though the stretch of river is only a few yards long, the price to cross it is far too steep for the creatures on this journey, for survival. The vivid scene of the battle between the wildebeest and the crocodile on the African river is not just a story of life and death, but also a testament to resilience, strategy, and the relentless struggle for survival in the harsh wilderness. For hoofed animals, those raging waters are not just vast rivers. They are perilous territories, where every inch they step holds the hidden threat of fierce crocodiles lurking beneath the surface. In the ongoing battle for survival, the number of animals surrounded and left drifting in the cold water can reach hundreds, even thousands. That staggering toll of bloodshed casts a somber mood over the entire scene. However, through every hardship, those who remain resilient become the victors. Thousands of wildebeests braved strong winds and rushing waters and finally made it to the other side of the river. There, stretching out before them, were endless green fields, a vast paradise of grazing land, promising them an abundant source of life in the months ahead. For the lucky antelopes, this harsh river crossing is a testament to their unwavering resilience and marks a turning point in their quest for survival. But the tragedy didn't end there. The unfortunate antelopes, torn apart at the bottom of the river, are vivid proof of the brutal struggle for survival that nature imposes. It was an unprecedented disaster, turning what once seemed like minor bodies of water into a source of overwhelming fear. In contrast, the crocodiles are now well fed, indulging in a lavish feast right in the cool water. A luxurious life, yet still embraced by the protective arms of their pristine environment. Despite the countless losses, every surviving antelope felt like a winner, carrying an extraordinary sense of pride and resilience. But don't celebrate too soon. Just as the generosity of the rainy season creates lush green grasslands for them to rest temporarily, when the harsh dry season arrives, they'll once again face a terrifying challenge. The journey across this fierce river, where hungry crocodiles lie in wait, ready to strike and claim the lives of entire herds. In reality, although crocodiles pose the greatest threat to herds of antelope during river crossings, the water itself is just as unforgiving. The current is fierce and deep, sparing no one. Only the strongest swimmers can make it across without being swept away, unfazed by the constant threat of the savannah's most fearsome predator in Africa. The antelopes that aren't eaten by crocodiles eventually gets swept away by the river, becoming a valuable food source for other highly efficient predators. Amid the chaotic sounds of life and death, I suddenly realize nature is not cruel, but rather ruthlessly fair. A place where life always comes at a cost. The wildebeest's fierce river crossing is not only an epic tale of survival, but also a reminder of the silent sacrifices behind every victory. Something people often overlook when they see success. Nature moment. We believe that nature is the most magnificent portrait of courage and resilience, a source of lessons in overcoming adversity, not only for all living beings, but also for each of us on our journey to maturity. Perhaps after all, survival isn't reserved for the strongest, but for those who are persistent, adaptable, and constantly able to adjust in the face of countless lurking dangers. Are you impressed by the migration journey of the antelope herd? If you agree, leave a comment with the number 9 and share your thoughts. A prime example is the white-backed vulture, one of the silent killers in the cycle of survival. With a wingspan of over 6.5 feet and a beak as sharp as a knife, the white-backed vulture takes pride in its ability to seize opportunities and benefit from meals without having to exhaust itself. For this bird, a free meal is truly the best meal. Their motto might be, while others are mourning, we're selling handkerchiefs. A reflection of the pragmatism and harshness of life on the African grassland, where strength and opportunity always go hand in hand in an endless struggle. Fierce battles for survival take place constantly across this vast grassland. And it is creatures that may appear ordinary, like the white-backed vulture, Gyps africanus, that serve as nature's cleanup crew, swiftly disposing of animal remains within just a few minutes after life has ended. Soaring across the sky with its distinctive appearance, the vulture is not just a symbol of death. It serves as a harbinger of doom, signaling the end of life for any creature still dwelling on that endless prairie. When powerful predators set their sharp gaze on prey, white vultures are often the first spectators to witness that brutal battle for survival. Although they are gluttons who will stop at nothing for food, vultures know very well that when faced with these ferocious predators, there's no chance of competing for food directly. That's why they always patiently wait for leftovers after the king of the hunt has had its fill. During the harshest times, when the sun scorched the earth and nature withheld water and food, death became so common that thousands of lives were lost. This is truly paradise for white vultures. Every time they spot an animal carcass, it's a powerful signal for the whole flock to come and feast. In just a few short minutes, the army of vultures will turn that place into a symbol of disappearance, leaving behind nothing but the memory of life that once was. The vulture's haste doesn't come solely from hunger or thirst, but also from an incredibly keen survival instinct. They know that they're not the only ones who depend on carcasses to survive. A serious challenge awaits as the race against a host of other opportunistic creatures begins, the moment the prey disappears from sight. In this feast lineup, alongside the vultures, there are also formidable predators, such as spotted hyenas, crocuta, falcons, and especially black-backed jackals. Tough, indispensable hunters. Black-backed jackals, Canis mesomelus, relentlessly circle around unfortunate carcasses, becoming fierce claimants in the harsh struggle for survival on the savannah. They approached from multiple directions, all joining the lavish feast at once, making the vultures visibly displeased as their piece of the pie was being shared. But that's the harsh law of nature. If you're not quick to get your food, you'll have to accept going without. Standing less than 16 inches tall and weighing only about 26 pounds, the black-backed jackal may be small, but it is a formidable competitor in the harsh game of survival. The vast grasslands are fierce and competitive, a place where every living creature must seize even the smallest opportunity to survive. The story of the white vulture and its fellow predators is not just about death and decay. It's a symphony blending life and death, instinct and strategy, set in a vibrant, ever-challenging wilderness. Nicknamed cunning predators, with a compact size similar to German shepherds, African wild dogs always know how to seize every opportunity, no matter how small, in the wild. When a large animal carcass appears, a rare gift from nature in such a harsh environment, jackals don't hesitate to fight for the rich, fatty meat, even if it means going up against greedy vultures. But what's remarkable is that they don't just fight individually. They coordinate their actions seamlessly with the entire pack, demonstrating an extremely effective strategy for hunting and competing for food. The survival of jackals depends not only on their strength, but also on their natural cunning. With their incredibly keen sense of smell, they can detect the scent of fresh meat from a great distance, quickly leading the entire pack to the feeding spot. When their movement on the ground is limited, and they're usually not the first to reach a carcass, they're forced to use clever tactics to reclaim their share, constantly biting and tearing during tense group feasts with the flock of vultures. However, life in the wild isn't always a feast of large carcasses. During times of food scarcity, jackals adapt flexibly, becoming clever omnivores who balance eating both meat and plants. They can eat fruit, grass, and a variety of other plants. As a smart survival strategy, even though they're not particularly enthusiastic about this change. Clearly, a delicious piece of meat is still their top choice. However, when necessary, this flexibility helps them endure and survive in harsh environments. In particular, thanks to their small size and agility, these predators are a real nightmare for smaller animals in the ecosystem, such as mice, squirrels, shrews, flightless birds, and the vulnerable young of antelope species. By doing so, they not only protect themselves, but also maintain the natural balance by controlling the populations of smaller species, helping the ecosystem remain stable and develop harmoniously. Black-necked jackals are not only intelligent predators, but also living proof of nature's remarkable adaptability. Their journey of hunting and survival is always a blend of tension and opportunity, of triumph and challenge, creating a vivid and dramatic portrait of African wildlife. It is their intelligence and adaptability in survival strategies that have made jackals one of the most admirable animals in the symphony of the wild. Under the absolute control of professional predators, these tiny creatures are not only a delicious meal, but also provide high nutritional value for the entire pack. Interestingly, instead of hunting each animal individually, these jackals choose to join the feast, created by the brutality and ferocity of the big cat. This is a wise survival strategy, as it both conserves energy and ensures a stable food supply. Even more surprisingly, jackals often live near lion prides, and these kings of the savannah don't seem bothered at all by their presence. Even when prides of lions go hunting, jackals know that a meal is guaranteed, as long as they skillfully sneak a portion for themselves without causing trouble. This is a wordless yet effective form of cooperation. Could it be considered a special type of symbiosis between species? Unlike lions, which are tolerant, some other species are not so easygoing when it comes to jackals encroaching on their territory or food. For example, when it comes to leopards, the solitary and powerful predators of the African savanna, having a jackal encroach on their meal is a serious offense that must be paid for with death. The leopard, with adult males weighing up to 200 pounds, has razor-sharp retractable claws like box cutters and a deadly bite, striking fear into any prey that catches a glimpse of it and sending them fleeing in panic. Unlike other big cats that live in prides, the leopard is the embodiment of absolute solitude in the wild, unwilling to let any of its kind witness the brutal acts it is about to commit. Loneliness not only helps it avoid having to share its food, but also makes its presence even more terrifying to other species. For although it can hunt large prey, in reality, leopards do not limit their ferocity to just big animals like antelope or young elephants. It spreads terror to every creature in the ecosystem, from tiny beetles to mammals like rock hyraxes, hares, and even large antelopes. Each leap of the leopard strikes like a ruthless bolt of lightning, keeping the African savanna in a constant state of unease and playing a vital role in maintaining the harsh yet fascinating ecological balance of this land. In the harsh and unforgiving wilderness of the African savanna, even cunning predators like jackals must stay wary of a more formidable opponent. When hunting, jackals often chase after smaller prey, but it's only when they come face to face with a ruthless and experienced predator like a leopard that they truly have to reconsider their next move. The leopard, known as a cold and intelligent killer, is unlike other predators that relentlessly chase their prey. Instead, it carefully plans its traps, lying motionless in the dense canopy of the savanna like an undetectable phantom. Covered in a brilliant golden coat, adorned with black spots resembling rosettes, leopards possess exceptional camouflage abilities, allowing them to approach their prey within just a few yards without being detected. This makes it a perfect predator, patient and thoroughly prepared for each of its ambushes. When the moment arrives, after lying silently for hours, this ruthless predator bursts forth with astonishing speed, charging at its unsuspecting prey. The leopard doesn't waste time on games. It aims its sharp claws directly at the prey's vulnerable neck and uses the power of its jaws to clamp down, taking its life in just a few seconds. Once its massive fangs have sunk deep into the victim's neck, any attempt to escape death becomes utterly futile. It was a thrilling fight for survival every second, and the leopard's agility and strength dominated the game. But a successful hunt isn't just a personal victory. It's also another challenge, protecting the hard-earned meal from other predators and lurking reptiles like hyenas, jackals, vultures, and even lions. Understanding this, the leopard knew that in order to keep its prize, it had to move quickly and choose a safe place to hide it. And there's no better place than beneath the towering trees on the vast grassland. As a professional hunting skill, their exceptional climbing ability and remarkable strength allow leopards to easily drag heavy prey, such as impalas or gazelles, up into tall tree branches, keeping them out of reach from scavengers. There, the meal is securely protected, enough to keep it full for several days in a row. After finishing its defense of the precious meal, the leopard retreats once again into the quiet camouflage of nature's backdrop, continuing its mysterious, hidden life in the savanna. Every day on the African savanna is a series of challenges that can determine the very survival of the creatures living in this fiercely competitive world. And the clouded leopard, with its elegance and exceptional strength, is one of the living symbols of intelligence and vibrant vitality in the wild. The greatest enemy of the leopard is its own kind. After a successful hunt, the leopard must always stay alert and vigilant for the appearance of any uninvited guests within its own territory. With over 500,000 individuals living together on the African savanna, clashes are anything but rare. In fact, they've become a part of daily life. When these two mighty beasts face off on the battlefield, the atmosphere becomes tense and suffocating. Other animals, such as mammals and even birds, scattered in panic, not wanting to witness the brutal fight or accidentally become victims themselves. The battles between leopards are not just simple showdowns. They are fierce, one-on-one clashes where each animal uses its razor-sharp claws and powerful jaws to tear its opponent apart. These terrifying battles often last for hours, reflecting the brutality of this solitary beast. The main cause of these clashes is usually competition for a large prey, or for the right to mate with the most attractive female in the area. After hours of intense struggle, there is usually only one victor who proudly stands his ground, while the defeated quietly retreats, battered and deeply wounded in both body and honor. The victor not only becomes the dominant leader in leopard society, but also an endless source of fear for anyone who dares to trespass on its territory. The leopard, a silent yet powerful predator of the African savanna, not only strikes terror into its prey, but also teaches us profound lessons about patience, intelligence, and the will to survive. In every precise pounce lies a silent strategy, where silence itself becomes the most formidable weapon. Do you think that in modern life sometimes we also need to learn how to lie in wait at the right moment, just like these leopards? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Nature Moment always values perspectives from nature lovers. Just a few miles south of the vast grasslands, there is a large herd of animals that have long suffered at the harsh hands of nature: the gazelles. Their choice to make the African savanna their home also means that their lives are far from peaceful. As a favorite prey of large predatory cats, antelopes constantly face the harsh and dangerous traps of survival. Faced with being hunted by numerous predators, they can only protect themselves by living in large herds, with dozens of individuals. Gathering in large groups allows them to remain alert around the clock, making it much easier to spot predators from a distance. Even so, the wave of danger seems never-ending, keeping the antelopes in a constant state of extreme tension. They had to learn how to manage their health in these circumstances, sleeping less than an hour a day, a habit that science says is a blend of sheer survival and chronic insomnia, brought on by relentless pressure in a high-risk environment. Sacrificing sleep is how they stay alert and ready to react to any sign of danger. Despite their small size, gazelles remain resilient and determined to survive in the ever-changing, unpredictable wild. As dawn breaks, the herd of gazelles stirs gently, like leaves in the morning mist, beginning their journey in search of food across the vast grassland. The gentle sunlight brings hope that lions, cheetahs, and other fierce predators are still fast asleep under Morpheus's warm blanket, giving these herbivores a chance to peacefully nibble on tender grass shoots, leaves, seeds, and acacia bushes. Precious food sources during the savanna's unusually wet summer. The soft sound of footsteps and rapid breathing echoed through the vast space, as if inviting an intense chase to unfold. Even with thousands of miles of lush green grass beneath their feet, gazelles can never let their guard down. In the blink of an eye, deep crimson stains, like spilled blood, can color the vibrant plains, a stark reminder that life and death always go hand in hand here. Whenever they become engrossed in enjoying nature's feast, cunning predators like lions, cheetahs, leopards, and hyenas lurk in the shadows, waiting to launch a spectacular attack. Fortunately, Mother Nature has gifted gazelles with incredible speed, allowing them to reach up to 56 miles per hour within the first few seconds. This remarkable burst of speed gives them a miraculous chance to escape the deadly claws of predators. But hunters know very well that in open spaces, antelopes are unbeatable when it comes to speed. That's why they plan carefully, using ambush tactics and the element of surprise to give themselves the upper hand for a successful hunt. The moment the alarm sounds, the herd of antelopes immediately scatters across the grassland. The slowest ones, usually at the back, are often the first to die, turning the chase into a breathtaking drama of survival. Speed isn't always everything. It's the predator's persistence that truly matters, as they can launch multiple attacks throughout the day, relentlessly hunting until a weakened prey no longer has the strength to resist. Under the vast savanna sky, the story of survival between predator and prey unfolds again and again, creating a wild symphony full of power and emotion. A testament to the constant ebb and flow of this breathtaking wilderness. On the vast grasslands of Africa, life is in constant motion, where every second is an intense struggle for survival. Gazelles don't usually drink water often, but a cool sip in the scorching midday heat is essential, especially when they have to race under the blazing sun all day long. However, in the harsh world of the grasslands, rest is a luxury. Especially when you're a small prey animal, surrounded by lurking terror along the seemingly peaceful edge of the marsh. From those swamps emerge fierce predators, the hunters of Africa, who are willing to do whatever it takes, even risk their lives, just to get a delicious bite of antelope. As their herd grew smaller, the gazelles had no choice but to keep searching for ways to survive in a land filled with danger. Their lives, though full of challenges, are the destiny they must accept, where every step is a test of their fragile existence. But life on the grasslands isn't just about small prey. Just above the calm waters of the river, where fierce crocodiles devour their meals, giant creatures like hippos display their majesty in their own unique way. Weighing over 8,800 pounds and reaching lengths of up to 16 feet, hippos are the third largest land mammals, surpassed only by the massive elephant and the imposing black rhinoceros. This shows that crocodiles are not actually the true rulers of the rivers on the savannah. The real king is the hippopotamus. Hippos spend most of their time gently floating on the water, often with only their eyes poking above the calm surface. Although that image makes many people think that hippos are master swimmers, the reality is quite the opposite. They can't swim or float on water like other predators, and they also can't breathe underwater. Instead, hippos use the tactic of walking along the riverbed, relying on their strong, sturdy legs to move. When the current is strong, they can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes to avoid being swept into deeper waters, then return to their familiar, quiet spots. In contrast to the constantly hurried and stressed antelopes, hippos enjoy long, deep sleep. With their massive size, they can sleep up to 10 hours each night, along with 3-hour naps during the day. Their massive size and overwhelming strength give them the right to enjoy peaceful rest right in the heart of a fiercely competitive wild ecosystem. Through this, hippos are a vivid example of the diversity and richness of life on these vast grasslands, where every species finds its own way to survive and thrive. Imagine you are the owner of a cool, safe swamp in the midst of a world teeming with bloodthirsty predators. For giant creatures like hippos, there's no reason for them to leave their kingdom just to find a place to take a nap. Indeed, hippos have a unique habit of sleeping underwater, thanks to a remarkable unconscious reflex that allows them to float to the surface even while in a deep sleep. This ensures they can rest fully while remaining in complete control of their natural environment. As the sun gradually sets below the horizon, these giants begin their search for food. creating a scene that is both peaceful and full of hidden strength. Although their large canine teeth can reach up to 20 inches long, and their bite is 3 times stronger than a lion's, which might easily lead people to mistake hippos for fierce carnivores, the truth is actually the complete opposite. These powerful creatures are completely herbivorous, favoring grasses, leaves, roots, and even fruit. As the third largest land animal on Earth, the hippopotamus needs an enormous amount of food to stay healthy and can eat up to 110 pounds of plants each day. They spend most of the evening immersing themselves in the wilderness, enjoying meals as an essential part of life, closely connected to their survival instinct. The nighttime lifestyle of hippos isn't just a way to avoid deadly predators. It's also a sophisticated strategy to protect their exceptionally sensitive skin. A hippopotamus's skin is more than 2 inches thick, making it resistant to bites and scratches. However, it is also extremely vulnerable to the harsh African sun. Therefore, they choose to hide in water or mud all day long, staying away from the scorching sun, and only leave their shelters to hunt for food when night falls. This tough, spiky skin acts as a shield, helping them avoid the attention of most formidable predators on the grassland. In reality, those intense encounters with packs of coyotes or dozens of big cats are usually organized like a battle. But hippos are rarely considered prey. That doesn't mean their lives are completely easy. Although hippos typically live in large groups of up to 200 individuals, their social environment is a dramatic battleground, where testosterone runs high and fierce fights break out, as each one struggles to maintain its place in the herd. Therefore, behind that majestic and peaceful exterior lies a relentless natural battle, reflecting the intense vitality and survival instincts of one of the most powerful creatures in the African wilderness. In the wild, power struggles are not uncommon, and they often ignite from a fierce drive, the competition to dominate the herd or the right to pursue females. Imagine powerful creatures colliding with each other, their massive heads slamming into the muscular bodies of their opponents, combined with dagger-sharp fangs. The sounds of roaring, growling, and countless other cries echoed all around the river, as if warning everyone of the ferocity of the battle. These fights can sometimes be so brutal that one of the males is seriously injured or even killed in the life or death struggle. But failure also means the end of threats within the group, and the winner becomes a symbol of strength and courage, making no individual dare to challenge the top position, at least for a long period of time. Instead of engaging in fierce conflicts, they formed peaceful communities, relying on complex cave systems to protect one another from enemies. Like the Vericoso wild boar, meerkats, also known as surrogates, see every crevice in the ground as a safe haven, a place to cleverly evade the predators that are constantly lurking in this perilous land. Their cave systems are built with incredible sophistication, strong enough to withstand even the most intense attacks, allowing these tiny creatures, each weighing less than 2 pounds, to stay out of reach of large predators. The survival of these tiny meerkats always depends on their unity. A community can include up to 40 individuals, each taking on an essential role to maintain balance and protect the organization. Unlike massive hippos, meerkats only leave their burrows during the day to search for food, and as the sun begins to set, they return to their warm underground homes. Although they may look gentle, like typical herbivores who love to nibble on fresh leaves or grass, meerkats actually have a strong passion for meat, a rare craving in the world of such small creatures. They are always ready to hunt insects and small animals for food. This demonstrates the diversity and complexity in the ways animals adapt to survive in the harsh and challenging conditions of the wild. Although they are just small creatures, meerkats have become a source of fear for many other small animals across the vast desert. They don't try to hunt giants like antelopes or elephants. Instead, meerkats choose to rule over the world of insects, spiders, centipedes, and even unsuspecting little birds. During their daytime excursions, they weave through every gap in the leaves and dig through the undergrowth to gather food. Anything that gets in their way can become a target, as long as they aren't attacked by predators first. Life in the desert is never easy. When the whole meerkat group goes out to forage, there is always one member assigned the important task of standing guard. This role is not simply about giving warnings. It is also the key to the survival of the entire group. In the blink of an eye, these eagles can swoop down and attack the weakest members of the herd. Therefore, the guard must remain extremely alert, not only keeping an eye on the sky, but also watching all directions, because danger can come from the land as well, such as wild beasts like jackals that are always lurking nearby. When the hunt begins, meerkats enjoy a feast that includes everything from crunchy insects and crustaceans to tiny centipedes. If these creatures are quick and clever enough to avoid being spotted by the agile mongooses, the sharp alarm call of the guard rang out, signaling an imminent threat. Immediately, the whole flock scattered and rushed back to their nest, the safest place in this entire wild world. But retreat tactics are not the only method they use when faced with danger. Whenever a meerkat mob feels threatened near their den, a remarkable display of unity unfolds. They immediately rush to surround the enemy, standing upright to appear much larger than they actually are. From the tiniest youngster to the fully grown adults, they unite like a living wall, making even predators hesitate. This unity has often forced vicious predators to flee in panic, losing their resolve in the face of collective strength. This is the valuable survival lesson that nature has given us. When we stand together, we become invincible. After surviving fierce battles, the meerkat returns to its home, where safety and peace are ensured through every night's sleep. But when night falls on the vast grasslands, it always brings with it other dark tales. When darkness covers everything, it's also the time when the wild begins its brutal and fierce hunts once again. At this moment, compassion seems to have no place. Only lives struggling to survive in a harsh, unforgiving world remain. The meerkat and its group continue to fight with a burning hope for a safer and more peaceful tomorrow on that harsh desert land. When night falls, predators take advantage of the darkness to carry out their most brutal acts. By the time the sun rises, casting its light across the vast prairie, the traces of the nightmare that some species had to endure finally become visible. Although there were no direct witnesses, the lions, the kings of the African savanna, with their noticeably full, rounded bellies, naturally became the prime suspects. They are famous for their habit of hunting at dawn in the mist, and all the evidence clearly points to them as the hunters. However, in this lawless land, these powerful predators are given an invisible license to unleash their cruelty on all the inhabitants of the territory without having to face any consequences. As a born member of the grassland royalty, the lion sits majestically atop the food chain, striking terror into every creature that dares to stand in its way. Their dominance and power are undeniable, putting countless other creatures in a constant state of threat. Meanwhile, nature seems to have bestowed tremendous potential upon this area, making it an ideal place for life to flourish. But no, if facing a single fierce lion is already a difficult task, then confronting an entire pride lying in wait to hunt is an unimaginable challenge. Many species on the grasslands, when surrounded, choose to end their suffering rather than prolong their agony. Let's talk about these ruthless predators, lions. These creatures rule over territories as large as 115 square miles, always displaying their bravery as a shield. They often choose to live near massive herds of wild livestock, where endless green grasslands stretch out as far as the eye can see. This is a paradise for dozens of species, such as antelope, zebra, buffalo, and many other large hoofed animals. These fields with their lush green grass are like a lavish banquet, always ready and waiting, offering an enticing menu for the pride of lions. The primary role of the dominant male is to protect the territory from intruders, while the females serve as the main hunters. Although this division of roles may highlight the image of men as protectors, in reality, lionesses are the most skilled hunters and warriors in the entire pride. When the pride of lionesses leaves the den to hunt, no animal can consider itself safe. With their strength and large numbers, the elite lionesses always demonstrate exceptional hunting skills. This makes it incredibly foolish and extremely dangerous for an antelope to be grazing in the territory of that pride of lions. Even though it was once a tireless running machine, the antelope will still find it hard to escape the merciless death brought on by the lion's insatiable hunger. Under the brilliant sunlight of the savannah, the harsh drama of survival unfolds relentlessly, marking the unspoken balance of nature between life and death. In the harsh and unforgiving world of lionesses, hunting is never as simple as relying on brute strength. This is a story about sophisticated strategies, seamless coordination, and patience down to the very last second before the deadly hunt begins. The lionesses silently approach their prey with gentle, deliberate, and purposeful steps, as if they are performing a dramatic play in which every movement is carefully calculated to avoid arousing the prey's suspicion. They attack from multiple directions, surrounding their victim so tightly that there's not even a glimmer of hope for escape. With just a single signal, the chase erupts instantly, spreading terror throughout the herd of wildebeest. In that chaos, there are always individuals left behind, unlucky zebras who become the next targets of the hunt. Suddenly, out of the darkness, a large female lion, weighing over 220 pounds, lunged forward, attacking its prey's neck with claws as sharp as blades. Even if the victim tries to struggle and escape, it is quickly surrounded by other members of the hunting group. This seamless and relentless teamwork turns the hunt into a life or death arena, where a single precise bite to the neck is enough to suffocate the prey within minutes, providing a hearty meal for the entire pack. Although the lionesses are the main workers, handling everything from identifying and surrounding to attacking prey, power in their world ultimately belongs to the dominant male lion. When the prey is brought back as a gift presented right to him, the king of the jungle simply offers gentle praise to the persistent huntresses and asserts his status by taking the most prestigious seat at that wild banquet. Only after the alpha male has eaten his fill are the lionesses allowed to enjoy the fruits of their labor, savoring the choicest cuts of meat after hours of exhausting pursuit. And in the undeniable hierarchy, the lion cubs, the future generation of the pride, only get what's left after the adults have had their fill. At the end of this meat-filled meal, the pride of lions quickly retreated to the shade, lying down to rest with their bellies full, a vivid testament to the female's success in her role as the top hunter. Each lioness worked tirelessly, consuming up to 15 pounds of meat each to ensure her family always had enough to eat. However, as night falls and the pride of lions drifts into a peaceful sleep, far off on the vast grasslands, a mysterious figure quietly approaches. The arrival of this stranger will pose new challenges, awakening an ongoing hidden battle in the natural world. A world full of allure and constant danger. Will the pride of lions be able to hold on to their throne, or will a newcomer shatter this fragile peace? That wild story is still unfolding, full of surprises and drama that keep people glued to it. The invader, ignoring every warning sign expressed through thunderous roars and threatening postures, is about to challenge the reigning leader and shake up the herd with a bold and decisive coup. This stranger clearly knows why I'm here, and he doesn't hesitate at all to challenge the king, the alpha lion. The fierce battle for the throne of the savannah begins, where only one can survive and rule forever. In this life-or-death battle, the male lions use their razor-sharp claws to slash through every opponent, inflicting deep wounds to gain the upper hand. Moreover, their strong teeth are not afraid to aim straight for the opponent's neck, a highly sensitive area, in order to quickly end the fight. After a long and exhausting match, the stranger seemed ready to assert his new dominance, bringing an end to the old reign and establishing a kingdom of his own. In the wild, life always comes at the expense of another's suffering, a harsh lesson about the true cost of survival. The cruelty of nature makes us appreciate even more the compassion and kindness that people show to one another. Observing animals is also a way for people to reflect on themselves. That no matter how strong we are, it is compassion that truly sets us apart. If you find this video interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to Nature Moment, so you won't miss out on any amazing nature stories. The flock of vultures began circling in the sky, as if signaling that the fallen king's fate was about to come to an end. This young and powerful lion brought the match to a close, declaring the beginning of his new and ruthless reign. However, as we will see, establishing the new regime was anything but smooth. The new, powerful alpha must ensure that its bloodline continues to thrive within the pack. This means that it is necessary to make room for new, younger individuals. The new dominant male has no choice but to eliminate the offspring of the previous leader in order to trigger the female's estrus cycle, ensuring that the next generation will be loyal to him. The lionesses that have gone through the transition period understand the harsh reality of the situation, so they try to hide their cubs far away from the pride. However, the alpha shows no mercy. Using overwhelming strength to impose its will, eliminating the previous leader's offspring, and forcing the others back into a state of reproductive readiness. That is the most ruthless yet pure essence of the wild. New life is born from death and destruction. Although the male lion stands as king today, ruling over the vast grasslands, life in the wild is always harsh, and time shows no mercy. Just as today it establishes its reign through domination and violence, tomorrow there will surely be another young, ambitious and powerful lion who will challenge its authority. And he too will show no mercy to the king or his descendants. In the Lion Kingdom, the red-eye rule is inevitable, especially when a pride is in the process of forming and going through a challenging transitional period. One of the first challenges that young lions have to face is being surrounded and attacked by hostile forces from the outside, threatening the survival and stability of the pride. From there, we can gain a deeper understanding of the harsh cycles, the fierce struggle for survival, and the relentless battles that unfold in the majestic wilderness of the African savanna. On the vast prairie, the true enemies are none other than the pack of hyenas, their eerie, haunting laughter echoing across the land. For the kings of the Serengeti grasslands, they are a constant source of obsession. There's an unspoken rule. Whenever a pride of lions makes a kill, hyenas are sure to show up and demand a share, because they're among the most skilled predators and scavengers in the wild. Although hyenas may not look very appealing and somewhat resemble wild dogs, they are actually much more closely related to the cat family in terms of genetics. In other words, they are more closely related to their number one enemy than they are to dogs. In the wild, unlike the social structure of lions, where the pride is led by a dominant male, hyena clans are ruled by powerful females who serve as queens and control the entire group, which can number in the hundreds. Being the boss of the pack is no easy task. It's a position of great power, but it also comes with countless challenges. Rivals constantly emerge, seeking to seize power. Therefore, the dominant female hyena must assert her strength through fierce displays of power, maintaining her position by combining physical prowess with strategic intelligence. As long as they succeed, the next generation will inherit their legacy, creating a dynasty of hyenas that lasts for many generations. Although they are often labeled as scavengers that feed on the remains of other animals, hyenas are actually skilled hunters, ready to join the hunt to provide for the entire clan. When hunting, the entire group coordinates their actions like a skilled army, similar to how prides of lions organize their attack. Lions are famous for their ability to plan carefully, take advantage of the terrain, and attack from multiple directions. Meanwhile, hyenas excel at using group strength and overwhelming their enemies with sheer numbers. Unlike lions, which use their sharp claws to take down prey, hyenas rely on their incredibly powerful jaws, with a bite force strong enough to crush hard bones, a deadly weapon that easily finishes off their victims. When dozens of hyenas charge at a panicked prey, its fate is sealed from the very first moments of the hunt. Once they've made the kill, hyenas are not just opportunists, they are resilient warriors of the savanna, demonstrating perfect adaptation in a fiercely competitive environment. The survival of hyenas on the savanna is a testament to the complex and diverse balance within the natural food chain. A never-ending battle between life and death, power and cunning, and the light and darkness of the In the wild world of the African savanna, the rule of first come, first served prevails ruthlessly, especially when it comes to dividing food among predators. Notorious predators like hyenas, some of the most relentless killers, are known for their ferocity. Although they hunt a wide variety of animals, when there are too many mouths to feed, they tend to prioritize larger prey. Because these large prey animals not only provide enough meat for the whole pack, but also minimize the risk of stressful competition. When a hunt is extremely successful, and the whole clan of hyenas is satisfied, the story takes on an interesting and surprising twist. Female hyenas, much like wild leopards, often take advantage of opportunities to carry away leftovers to save for tougher times. But don't think they'll climb trees like leopards, because hyenas don't have any climbing skills at all. They can only drag the excess back to their nest, which is usually an abandoned burrow of another species, a safe and warm shelter deep in the forest. What makes hyenas truly special is their independence. They can even hunt large hoofed animals like antelopes or buffalo until they are completely full. But when a pride of lions, the kings of the wild, has taken down a large prey, hyenas won't hesitate to join the feast at an incredibly low cost. At that very moment, out on the vast grasslands, fierce clashes broke out between large groups of predators, as hyenas tried to snatch a tasty share of the lion's hard-earned prey. The media often glorifies lions as unbeatable kings, but in reality, it's often these big cats who invade hyena territory, relentlessly chasing after any chance to snatch a meal. Andronas pyrantius, and of course hyenas, tough and fierce warriors, will never give up easily. These struggles made peace on the grasslands a rare occurrence, and the battles between the two sides became an endless cycle, accompanied by heavy losses of life and blood. At the heart of these fierce clashes is often the battle for ownership of a powerful African buffalo, a creature that can weigh up to 2,200 pounds and is a legendary member of Africa's Big Five club, alongside the lion, elephant, leopard, and rhinoceros. The wild buffalo is not only a valuable prey, but also a powerful symbol of the untamed wilderness, commanding enough respect to make any predator think twice before confronting it. And in the midst of that life or death struggle, the wild buffalo is not just a source of food, but also a measure of strength and resilience for the entire vast grassland. The mighty creatures of the harsh grasslands, much like many other large herbivores, African buffalo typically travel in large herds, constantly searching for areas rich in vegetation to nourish their powerful bodies. Unlike their relatives with similar features, such as the gnu, these giants are not frequent migrants, but instead have a stable home range. However, when water and food become scarce, they are willing to embark on a journey in search of a new life, just as other giant inhabitants of the savanna persistently do. The massive size of the wild buffalo puts them almost out of reach for most predators, allowing them to live a discreet life and avoid fierce confrontation. But when prey becomes scarce and a large herd of buffalo blocks the hunter's path, the predators won't hesitate to face that major challenge. A single wild buffalo can feed an entire pride of lions for several days, tempting even the boldest predators to take the risk. In addition to the powerful lions, known as the kings of the savanna, buffaloes also face formidable challengers like crocodiles and hyenas, both of which are tough opponents. Even though predators have demonstrated their ability to hunt in packs and strike fear into many hoofed animals, those warriors with massive horns and jet-black coats as dark as night never become easy prey. Although their temperament is generally calm, these giant creatures won't hesitate to fight back when given the chance. Fully aware that they live in an ecosystem filled with tension and danger, buffalo herds typically move in a tightly organized formation. The strongest and largest bulls stand on the outer edges of the herd, shielding the calves and females who stay inside, out of reach of formidable predators. This defensive strategy makes hunting much more difficult for daring predators that want to add them to their menu. But the real miracle began when the buffaloes shifted from defense to offense. After the initial attacks by the big cats, the defensive formation collapsed, and the massive buffalo giants rose up like fierce warriors, using their sharp horns to fight back against their enemies. In those fierce counterattacks, the predators quickly became prey, forcing the lions and hyenas to flee in desperation and panic. Just one encounter with those razor-sharp horns is enough to make anyone realize that a buffalo is never an easy target for any predator. Here, in the relentless rhythm of survival on the grasslands, The ongoing battles between massive creatures and cunning predators create a vibrant symphony of life. Anyone who witnesses these scenes can't help but marvel at the resilience and fierce will to survive of the African buffalo, the silent kings of the vast savanna. One of these giants can, in an instant, strike fear into both a pack of cheetahs and even the most hardened scavengers. After a spectacular display of strength, the predators have probably learned a lesson they'll never forget. All the wild buffalo escaped danger and leisurely made their way toward the wetlands to drink. They understand that these waters are teeming with lurking alligators, so they're always cautious and do their best to avoid exposing themselves to this potential threat. However, if a bold crocodile dares to attack a member of the herd, the group's first reaction is to use force to eliminate the threat. Even so-called armored monsters like crocodiles can't escape the wrath delivered by the sharp, sturdy horns of the wild buffalo. And if horns alone aren't enough, the powerful hooves and sheer weight of the buffalo can come crashing down directly onto the heads of crocodiles, the rulers of the waterways in this vast savanna. Although most of the time, herds of wild buffalo travel in large groups to avoid being hunted by predators, there are still some individuals that prefer a solitary life. And that's when they are most vulnerable to relentless carnivores. Especially, although the defensive tactics of buffalo are notoriously difficult to break through, out on the wild grasslands, nothing is ever completely certain. Many young or weak individuals ultimately become unfortunate losses, and quite a few predators often appear at the same time to compete for this precious meal. Not far away, another bloodthirsty predator was silently watching its next prey. Cheetahs are predators, with cool, calculating minds and sophisticated strategies, meticulously stalking peaceful antelopes as they graze. Thanks to their extremely sharp vision, they can spot prey from a great distance, giving them valuable time to plan their attack and gain the upper hand by surprise. The cheetah is naturally gifted with a perfect camouflage coat, allowing it to disappear completely among the sparse vegetation of the savanna. Unlike other predators, this species of cheetah is much slimmer and more agile, which is why it chooses a solitary lifestyle to survive. When food runs out, simply sitting and waiting for your children to bring some back is not an option. With a quiet, deliberate approach to each step, the cheetah gets ready to make a sudden burst. No matter how agile they are, antelopes can't escape. once a predator is determined. The cake balances survival amid the sharp, gritty interactions of the wild grassland, continuing its endless motion. As the hunt begins, a breathtaking scene unfolds across the vast grasslands. A whistle sounds, the signal, and the fastest land predator charges forward like the wind, chasing after the agile antelope. The cheetah, also known as the African hunting leopard, can accelerate from 0 to 62 men in just 3 seconds, a burst of speed that amazes everyone. In the blink of an eye, it reaches a speed so fast that the antelope becomes disoriented and can't react in time. The cheetah's lightning-fast speed lasts for only about a minute, just long enough to bring down its unlucky prey and turn it into a nutritious meal for this solitary hunter. However, victory isn't truly secured until the prey is actually inside the cheetah's stomach, because survival in the African wilderness is a relentless battle, where the rising threat of scavengers increasingly jeopardizes the hard-earned rewards of the world's fastest cat. Knowing this, after each successful hunt, the cheetah quickly drags its prey to a hidden spot in the shade, keeping it away from aggressive scavengers like hyenas, which are always lurking nearby to steal their meal. Without the support of a pack, a cheetah becomes an easy target for hyenas. Wild animals renowned for their tenacity and ferocity on the grasslands. The story of these four-legged inhabitants of the wild serves as a wake-up call about the importance of conservation. It also highlights the need for society as a whole to come together to protect our precious natural resources, ensuring that nature remains a safe haven for future generations. Although wild animals struggle day and night to survive, it is human impact on ecosystems that is the main cause of the alarming decline in their populations and the severe destruction of their habitats each year. The wild natural world, though seemingly powerful, is still heavily impacted by the boundless greed of certain people. This has led thousands of extraordinary creatures to fall into the cruel hands of poachers, regardless of the heartbreaking consequences for the amazing friends we share our planet with. Although the current situation looks bleak, hope is not lost. In particular, wild animals in Africa are not alone in this harsh struggle for survival. Today, countless initiatives are being implemented to protect them, ranging from the establishment of wildlife reserves and the enactment of bans on hunting endangered species to aggressive crackdowns on ruthless poachers. A clear example of the effectiveness of these coordinated efforts is the Salinda Reserve in Botswana. Only about 20 years ago, this place was almost completely devastated by poachers, resulting in the catastrophic extermination of nearly all the lion. However, thanks to the efforts of conservationists and ecologists, this area has been privatized and transformed into a nature reserve, a safe haven where these precious big cats can once again thrive. Currently, more than 100 lions live freely here, making it a lush green oasis in the vast wilderness. This achievement is not just a success story, it is a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel, reminding us that if we join forces and take action, there is still time to tip the scales of survival in favor of wildlife and prevent the looming threat of extinction. If the intense survival stories on the African savannah have touched your emotions, please subscribe to the Nature Moment channel and leave a like to show your support for the wild warriors of nature. Share this video with your friends, because every share is a small spark that helps spread the message of preserving life on our blue planet. See you again on our next adventures, where the wonders of nature are still waiting for us to discover. Lions are the true rulers of this land, leading powerful prides and stalking their prey with patience and deadly precision along the dried-up streams. Every step they took exuded an air of majesty, as if the entire plain was holding its breath, waiting for their next strike. Yet in the darkness, another force was quietly rising. The African wild dog, a top predator with one of the highest hunting success rates, doesn't need to roar to inspire fear. They work together like a living machine, hunting their prey with whirlwind speed and superior tactics. Their clear, ringing calls echoed across the grasslands, like a fierce gust of wind that made the entire prairie come alive. Under the scorching sun along the Luangwa River, thousands of hippos are packed tightly together, growling and fighting over every precious patch of water. This is one of the most brutal scenes in the animal kingdom, a place where relentless battles erupt for the right to survive. And it was right here, at South Luangwa National Park, that the first walking safari was born, launching a journey that truly immerses people in the heartbeat of the wild. Our journey begins at Luangwa, the mysterious hunting valley. Beneath the cracked Earth's surface, the Nile crocodile lies motionless, waiting for a flood that may never come. On the sun-scorched land, spotted hyenas fiercely attack vultures in a struggle to snatch up scraps of rotting meat. In the sparse forest canopy, a leopard moved silently like a ghost, with only the rumbling of its hungry stomach breaking the quiet. a fierce reminder of nature's harshness and the relentless struggle for survival. The rainy season from 2023 to 2024 failed disastrously as El Niño caused a dramatic drop in rainfall, resulting in a severe drought that affected more than half of Zambia, including South Luangwa. Inevitable consequences: rivers running dry, disruption of the food chain, animals having their migration patterns thrown off, and severe outbreaks of disease. In the heart of this wild natural landscape, life continues to endure with remarkable resilience. Survival is a game for those who know how to adapt. Opportunities always belong to those who dare to cling to the hope of the wild kingdom's revival. South Luangwa is a legacy of ancient geological upheavals when massive tectonic plates once tore apart the Earth's surface, creating deep valleys and fertile alluvial plains. Along the winding Langwa River, horseshoe-shaped lakes, also known as oxbow lakes, appear like permanent scars, marking the river's constant. These winding ponds form a vibrant network of marshes, serving as the lifeblood that nourishes an intricate and diverse ecosystem. Across the landscape, mopane forests stretch out, their dense canopies resilient to heat and drought, providing a sturdy home for countless creatures. The higher mountain regions are covered with lush green mumbo forests, like a vibrant cloak, creating a cool and humid environment that serves as a sanctuary for unique species found nowhere else on Earth. The climate in South Luangwa is semi-arid and tropical, with a rainy season from November to April and a dry season from May to October. Annual rainfall ranging from 28 to 47 inches breathes new life into the wetland ecosystems, revitalizing every blade of grass and infusing the land with vitality. This is not just a story about land and wildlife. It's an epic tale of adaptation, of life constantly rising above the harshness of nature. It's also a reminder that wherever there are challenges, there are always opportunities and the vibrant force of life shining through. When the rain lets up, the transformation of nature becomes strikingly apparent. Water became scarce, and all creatures gathered around the small ponds and streams of the Langwa River. It is right in that stifling corridor that the natural world reveals its wild, dramatic beauty, leaving everyone in awe and admiration. Langwa Name is renowned for its incredible biodiversity and is home to more than 60 species of mammals and over 400 different species of. This is also the only place on Earth where you can encounter unique endemic species, such as the Thornycroft's giraffe or the rare Cookson wildebeest. In the heart of this wilderness, the river is the gathering place for all life. As the dry season intensifies, the river narrows, leaving behind horseshoe-shaped ponds, remnants of the old watercourse that still teem with vibrant life, attracting creatures of all shapes and sizes. Those natural lakes have become survival havens in the midst of drought. The safari walk through the heart of Langwa is a magical and iconic experience of the park. Visitors walk between 4 and 5 miles each day, weaving through forests and grasslands, following silent footprints, faint scents, and the distant calls of wild animals. Under the guidance of experienced tour guides, every step unveils a silent story, a harmonious symphony between you and the mysterious wonders of nature that no vehicle could ever replace. These adventures are not just experiences, but also journeys of self-discovery in harmony with the rhythms of nature. As dusk falls, a brilliant golden light blankets the heart of the Langua forest, and the title of King of the Night is passed on to the leopard. There's no need for roaring or running with the pack. It rules the night with quiet elegance, feline agility and razor-sharp hunting instinct. This is the epitome of nature's purest predator. In the Langua Valley, the territory of leopards varies greatly depending on their gender and individual needs. Males can occupy large territories ranging from 17 to 35 miles, while females maintain smaller areas from about 2 to over 25 miles. These areas often overlap, especially during the mating season. However, serious conflicts are very rare unless there is direct competition. Unlike other predators that rely on speed or teamwork, cheetahs choose a solitary lifestyle and absolute silence. It doesn't roar or show off, but it's one of the most effective hunters in the wild. The secret to a leopard's survival lies in its remarkable ability to adapt. Its diet ranges from insects, birds and reptiles to hoofed mammals, allowing it to survive in a variety of environments, including the dry, sparse forests in central Latin. While large predators typically hunt during the day, leopards become the invisible rulers of the jungle when night falls. Its night vision is nearly 7 times stronger than that of humans, allowing it to shine in the dark, hunt with perfect precision, and leave no trace behind. Hidden in the darkness of night, the leopard moves so quietly that it is almost impossible to detect. Their dappled forest coats blend perfectly with the carpet of fallen leaves covering the forest floor, making this predator a true master of camouflage. Weighing between 66 and 198 pounds, depending on gender and habitat. The leopard has a body that stretches nearly 6.5 feet long, including its tail, a biological structure perfectly suited for its sophisticated ambush tactics. The hunting strategy of the leopard has become an icon of the natural world. Every step they take is carefully calculated, and every breath is held tightly, like an archer drawing the bowstring taut before releasing a precise. And when the moment comes, the leopard bursts forward at speeds of up to 36 miles per hour, charging toward its target in the blink of an eye and unleashing a powerful leap that determines life or death. After catching its prey, a leopard never leaves its prize for anyone else. It's not out of greed, but rather a deep understanding of the threats around them. omnivores like lions and hyenas have no hesitation in stealing an easy meal. With its muscular strength and natural instincts, the leopard drags its prey high up into the tree branches where other predators can't reach. Mopane branches, though flexible, are strong enough to hold prey for high up in the tree, as quiet as a natural cathedral. The leopard enjoys its meal alone, guarding its secret and preserving its life in a remarkable. Have you ever seen a predator so silent it's almost invisible? No roaring, no pack, yet it still rules the night? If the story about the leopard reminds you of a wild moment you've experienced, share it in the comments below. Nature Moment is always eager to hear about unforgettable memories like yours. This journey has only just begun, and countless wonders are still waiting ahead. Don't forget to follow along so you won't miss a single wild moment. From the rocks scattered around the Mopane forest, a powerful and resolute call rang out, breaking the stillness of the early morning. That is the call of the Cape baboon, one of the largest, most intelligent, and socially complex primates in southern Africa. They start their day with a blend of confidence and energy, moving as if this land is an inseparable part of themselves. Every step feels familiar, and every street is etched into my long-term memory. In the Langua Valley, Chacma baboons thrive around rocky plateaus, forest edges, and buffer zones along the riverbanks. Adult males can weigh up to 88 pounds and measure over 4 feet in length, nearly 3 times the size of an average female. Their fur ranges from grayish-brown to ash-gray, sometimes accented by a thick collar of fur that allows them to blend perfectly into the dusty red earth, scattered rocks, and grasslands. They live in large and complex social groups, called herds, consisting of 20 to 80 individuals, led by a dominant. This male plays a central role, coordinating all movements, providing protection, and maintaining order within the group. Troops of monkeys aren't held together by sheer force, but by a flexible social network built and strengthened through grooming, sharing food, and caring for one another, creating a harmonious and lasting community. The deep bonds among Chacma baboons not only protect them from dangerous predators, but also create a tightly knit society with remarkable abilities to learn and adapt. They're not just ordinary omnivores. Chacma baboons eat almost anything digestible in their environment, from grass, roots, fruit, young leaves, and seeds to insects, bird eggs, and even small animals like lizards, mice, and nestling birds. It is this dietary diversity that has enabled them to thrive in a wide range of environments, from sparse forests and semi-desert regions to rugged mountain ranges. In the heart of the Langua region, Chacma baboons live in tune with the changing seasons, following the fruiting trees along the riverbanks and wetlands. When the rainy season ends and the dry season begins, they usually retreat to higher ground in rugged, mountainous areas. These locations are not only safe from predators like leopards, but also provide a vantage point to observe their surroundings. Although they sometimes become targets for predators, Chacma baboons do not simply accept it. They have been observed employing highly coordinated group defense tactics, especially when the young are in danger. The Chacma baboon is also well known for its remarkable communication skills. They use more than 30 distinct types of sounds, combined with subtle facial expressions and a variety of body postures, to warn each other, coordinate movement within the group, or express emotions. Behavioral studies conducted by the Wildlife Conservation Society from 2023 to 2024 have confirmed that the body language of these monkeys changes flexibly depending on the social context, surrounding environment, and the relationships between individuals within the troop. Their communication system is considered one of the most complex among non-human primate species. As the final calls of the Chacma baboons faded into the sparse forest, herds of impaler antelope began to appear on the dew-covered, slim, agile, and always alert. Impalas don't have sharp claws or fangs, but they possess keen instincts and lightning-fast reflexes, remarkable survival tools in the unpredictable dangers of the wild. Although it doesn't have the imposing build of many other livestock species, the impala antelope is a master of escape, relying not on strength, but on its incredible agility. Weighing between 88 and 165 pounds, and standing about 35 inches tall at the shoulder, the body of the impala antelope is built for agility. These acrobatic maneuvers are not just ordinary athletic displays. They are survival tactics honed over thousands of years, allowing them to escape Africa's fastest predators in the blink of an wide-open eyes, always alert, scanning in every direction, while the ears stand upright like antennas, constantly tracking even the slightest sounds in the surroundings. The blend of pure survival instincts and clever strategy has created a fascinating story about the vibrant and challenging lives of the wildlife here. Each species, from the Chacma baboon to the wildebeest, writes its own unique chapter, contributing to the larger picture of a rich and complex ecosystem. And in those stories, we not only find vibrant life, but also valuable lessons about unity, adaptability, and the inner strength of nature. Their acute sensitivity to even the slightest sounds makes impalers a living early warning system, a keen sense constantly moving through the thickets and open grasslands of southern Langwa. To predators here, impalas may seem like easy prey, but that's just a deceptive appearance. In addition to their remarkable physical strength, impalers also employ sophisticated social strategies to survive. Living in groups, they take advantage of the dilution effect. When prey is spread out among dozens of moving bodies, the predator's focus is reduced, which significantly lowers the chance of any individual being captured. This is a survival tactic that has developed over thousands of years, demonstrating the innate intelligence of this species. The impala's diet also demonstrates remarkable adaptability. Although they mainly eat grass, they can easily switch to eating young leaves, tender shoots, or fallen fruit when harsh conditions require it, especially during the dry season, which lasts from May to October. This ability to adapt their diet allows impalas not only to survive, but also to thrive in a wide range of habitats and diverse planting. This is a significant advantage in an ecosystem that is increasingly affected by climate change, as water and food resources become scarce. As the herd of impalas retreated to the edge of the forest to escape the intensifying heat, the ground suddenly trembled with a distant, gradually fading rumble. Those are the synchronized footsteps of hundreds of Cape buffalo, a primeval army with strict discipline and an imposing presence. The Cape buffalo silently patrols the border between the forest and the river, standing as one of the most powerful and robust hoof. Adult males can weigh up to 2,100 pounds and stand nearly 5.6 feet tall at the shoulder. Their most distinctive feature is their wide, curved horns, which are firmly anchored by a thick, hard frontal shield known as a boss. This serves both as a powerful defensive tool and as a symbol of dominance within the herd. Cape buffalo are never alone. They live in large herds that can number in the thousands. Within that crowd, the social structure naturally forms smaller groups, family groups led by the offspring, while the males usually gather in bachelor groups and only join the main herd during the mating season. Ecologists have also observed a fascinating behavior known as collective voting. When it's time to move, the females stand up and turn in a specific direction. The route that most of them agree on becomes the path the whole group will follow. This is a primitive, yet highly effective form of animal democracy that enables the entire group to move in a coordinated and safe manner. The primary diet of Cape buffalo consists of grass and various soft-stemmed plants, so they are highly dependent on moisture and seasonal growth cycles. During the rainy season, food is plentiful throughout the plains, but when the dry season arrives, they are forced to move closer to the Luangwa River. They even have to swim through crocodile-infested waters in search of new feeding grounds. A relentless survival challenge that demonstrates the fierce will to live of these wild animals. The Cape buffalo's remarkable swimming ability is not only a testament to its incredible muscular endurance, but also a symbol of its fierce, unyielding will to survive. In the wild, the lifespan of this species of buffalo typically ranges from 15 to 25 years. In particular, the females have a gestation period of nearly 11 months before. From its very first days, the tiny newborn is strictly protected by the entire herd, as dangers from predators like lions and hyenas constantly lurk along the riverbank, waiting for any sign of weakness to attack. Studies in southern Luangwa have shown that the survival rate of calves depends heavily on the size and structure of the herd, a vivid demonstration that collective strength is an essential survival strategy for Cape buffalo. Although not a predator, the Cape buffalo has earned the chilling nickname Black Death because of its extremely sudden and powerful counterattacks when threatened. Very few animals can frighten a lion and force it to retreat, but the Cape buffalo, especially when gathered in large herds, can do just that. This serves as a sharp reminder that in the wild, strength isn't just found in sharp claws and teeth, but also in unity and an intense will to survive, a gift from nature bestowed upon every creature. As soon as the thunderous footsteps of the Cape buffalo herd faded into the distance, the silhouette of a lion began to appear in the blazing sunlight, streaming across the Luang Valley. As the undisputed ruler of this land, the lion doesn't need to flaunt its strength. Its very silence is enough to keep every creature on the grasslands alert. The evolutionary origins of lions stretch back hundreds of thousands of years, with their ancestors once roaming the chilly grasslands of Europe, the deserts of the Middle East, and the vast savannas of Africa. Today, lions are found only in Africa south of the Sahara Desert, and in a small, isolated population in India, especially in Namlangwa, and particularly in the central area. The lion population density remains relatively high, making this one of the last natural strongholds where these legendary animals can continue to thrive. Here, lions live in close-knit groups called prides, with a clear social structure in which each member plays an irreplaceable role. Female lions are the heart of the pride, working together to hunt, care for the cubs, and maintain strong social bonds. Meanwhile, the male lions take on the role of guarding and protecting the territory from rival prides, helping to maintain the stability of their own group. The harsh, semi-arid climate of Luangwa creates a distinct boundary, defining roles and helping to maintain balance among the individuals within this ecosystem. The mesmerizing vibrancy of this wild world creates a symphony of life, where every species carries within itself a story of strength, perseverance, and the fiercest survival instincts of nature. When the dry season stretches from May to October, this land becomes a real challenge for every living creature here. Water sources are running dry, and the grasslands have become brittle and sparse, forcing most animals to gather around the last remaining streams, where lions lie in wait. In the wild, lionesses move like silent phantoms, patient and absolutely precise. They made no sound. There was no rush, only a masterful focus honed over and when the opportunity arises, they burst forth with incredible power, reaching speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. Their vision is 6 times better than humans in the dark. Their claws are razor sharp, and their bodies are agile enough to leap over 36 feet in a single bound. A single bite to the throat ends the hunt in just a few seconds. It's truly unfortunate that, according to 2024 data from Panthera and the UC Red List, the African lion population has declined by more than 40 over the past 30 years. Currently, only about 20,000 to 25,000 individuals remain in the wild. However, here in Zambia, South Luangwa National Park remains a beacon of hope. Thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, anti-poaching campaigns, satellite tracking of prides, and community awareness programs, lions continue to roam freely across the grasslands and red earth of this magnificent valley. The famous lion prides in central Luangwa, such as the once mighty pride that had more than 30 members, have now split into smaller groups. These groups roam areas like Mamba and Inafu, recalling and continuing to write their own vivid stories amidst the majestic wilderness. following the silent footsteps of the lion, lord of the blazing grasslands. The majestic silhouettes of African elephants appear along the banks of the Luangwa River. With a slow yet majestic gait, they move toward the water source, carrying with them the wisdom and herd instincts accumulated over thousands of adult male elephants can weigh up to 14,000 pounds and stand over 13 feet tall at the shoulder, which is nearly as tall as a two-story house. This enormous size is both an advantage and a challenge, especially during the dry season when food and water become scarce. Their large ears, covered with a dense network of blood vessels, function as natural radiators, helping these giants release heat under the harsh sunlight of the valley. At the Luangwa Center, where temperatures can exceed 104 degrees at the peak of the dry season, this ability to regulate body temperature is crucial for survival. They survive not only through physical strength, but also with exceptional survival intelligence, making the most of every resource in harsh environments. It is this remarkable balance of strength, intelligence, and adaptability that has made elephants an enduring symbol of the untamed African wilderness, a testament to an ecosystem struggling to hold on to its last breath of life. Surviving in the wild requires extraordinary skills and an elephant's long, flexible trunk is an incredible all-purpose tool. With more than 40,000 individual muscles, an elephant's trunk not only helps them eat and drink, but also allows them to communicate, comfort, and guide one another with gentle affection. Even when crossing deep rivers, the trunk acts like an extra lung, allowing... Not only that, the tusks, which are the upper incisors that grow throughout an elephant's life, also serve as sharp weapons. They help elephants dig water from shallow holes, break trees, clear paths through dense forests, and protect themselves from predators, especially in the heart of the Luangwa region, where the river becomes the only source of life during the dry months. Elephants not only survive, but also transform the landscape. With every step they take, they knock down trees, open up clearings in the forest, create opportunities for smaller species to move around, and promote the growth of new vegetation. The journey of elephants is also a story of spreading life, as seeds are naturally dispersed through their dung, a highly effective form of planting that no other species can surpass. Recent studies have shed even more light on the extraordinary intelligence of elephants. They can clearly remember every water source that dried up long ago, distinguish dozens of different sounds in their environment, and use low-frequency calls that can travel as far as 6 miles to stay in contact with others without needing GPS or maps. The herd of elephants still knows every path, every water source, and every potential danger within their vast territory. Leading the herd is the matriarch, the oldest and wisest female, like a steadfast elder who remembers the harshest droughts of the entire herd moves in step with the lead elephant, from the young calves to the large. When a member of the herd falls, the group gathers around, using their trunks to gently comfort their companion's body in a silent and deeply moving gesture of farewell. In the past, people believed this was simply instinct, But today's science has confirmed that it is actually a sign of deep emotional intelligence, a trait rarely seen in the animal kingdom. However, African elephants are facing a serious decline due to poaching and habitat. The current population is about 415,000 individuals, a decrease of nearly 30 compared to 20 years ago. But in the Luangwa region, community-based conservation efforts, combined with modern patrol teams equipped with advanced gear and GPS tracking technology, are working closely together. This brings hope that the elephant herds here can continue writing their remarkable story of survival in the vast wilderness. Are you impressed by the extraordinary intelligence and strength of African elephants? If you do, leave the number 6 in the comments to show your admiration for the giant of the jungle. And don't forget, Nature Moment is still opening the door to the untold mysteries of the wild. Where the endless Mopani forests stretch out, a bird glides gracefully across the Zambian sky, its flight marked by a distinct and elegant. Its glossy black feathers interspersed with 5 chestnut-colored wing feathers, short tail, and bright red face make it stand out against the vast. Every movement of this bird embodies the rhythm of the wild, at once gentle and fierce. A reminder that life is always a symphony of peaceful moments and challenges, just like the animal world we are exploring. In the harsh landscape of central Luan, a silent sky warrior makes its presence known. The beta eagle, a species native to the sub-Saharan region of Africa. Even as a silent nomad in this semi-arid land, its presence exudes majesty, commanding the vast ecosystem that surrounds it. The first step to recognizing the presence of this warrior is its distinctive flight pattern. Graceful, like a dry leaf drifting on the wind. Every movement is fluid, perfectly adapted to the warm air currents below. What sets the beta eagle apart from other eagle species is its distinctive short tail, which makes it a truly unique masterpiece in flight. Whenever it catches a warm air current, its body glides gracefully and effortlessly, as if dancing across the vast sky, creating a mesmerizing display of nature. With an average territory spanning up to 250 square miles, the beta eagle displays an extremely fierce protective instinct. They are not tolerant of intruders, especially those of the same species and gender, because every forest and every hill is part of their own world that they fiercely struggle to protect. When an unfamiliar presence is detected, the harsh sound of flapping wings signals the start of daring aerial battles. With a diving speed of 50 to 56 miles per hour, they don't hesitate to attack their opponent's head, turning every confrontation into a display of speed and power that makes their rivals wary. It is this very instinct that has made the beta eagle a steadfast guardian and an unyielding symbol of the harsh land. Under the arid skies of Luangwa, where traces of great hunts are scattered across the land, the beta eagle is not just a predator. It also serves as a janitor in the ecosystem. Unlike the majestic image of solitary predators, the beta is an opportunist, hunting a wide variety of prey from small birds and reptiles to insects, and never passing up a chance to feed on the carcasses of larger. With its exceptionally sharp eyesight, it is always among the first to spot carcasses, second only to vultures in its role as a natural cleaner of the environment. Its daytime scene often features it bathing in rain puddles, then climbing up to high branches and spreading its sturdy wings under the sunlight, as if transforming into a guardian spirit, silently opening its arms wide and steadfastly watching over the barren land. As we move into the tranquil marshlands and dense rainforests of central Langua, a sharp, resonant sound pierces the stillness. The distinctive call of the African fish eagle, an iconic symbol of Zambia's. This cry seemed to signal the awakening of the king of the sky, causing every creature to stop and listen in. The African fish eagle, with its pure white head and chest, dark brown wings, and sharp yellow hooked beak, creates a striking image against the deep blue sky and its shimmering reflection on the water below. Although this eagle species is widely distributed throughout sub-Saharan Africa, it is always closely associated with aquatic environments, especially rich rivers and lakes. They have a wingspan of up to 8 feet, giving them the ability to soar gracefully and powerfully, a living testament to the perfect blend of nature's strength and the breathtaking beauty of the water. The powerful legs and sturdy feet of the African fish eagle are perfectly designed for hunting in aquatic environments. The rough skin on the soles of its feet, combined with sharp, curved claws as keen as razors, provides an incredible grip, allowing it to snatch slippery prey out of the air with pinpoint accuracy. The African fish eagle's hunting strategy is both elegant and effective, beginning with its patient observation from the high branches near the. When the fish swims near the surface, the eagle swoops down in a flash, striking decisively. Its talons skim lightly across the water in one seamless motion, without hesitation or wasted effort. Thousands of generations have perfected each of these movements to achieve exceptional. However, the African fish eagle is not just a persistent hunter. When fish become scarce, it quickly switches to hunting water birds, reptiles, or even scavenging carcasses left by other predators. It's even known for its behavior of stealing from birds like kingfishers and herons, a form of parasitic theft that demonstrates its intelligence and remarkable adaptability in this harshly competitive ecosystem. This flexibility not only helps eagles survive, but also demonstrates the species' remarkable ability to adapt and evolve. The reproductive life of the African fish eagle is marked by lasting loyalty and steadfast commitment. They are monogamous birds, often staying with the same mate for life. Their nests are built on high branches near water sources and are woven from sturdy twigs. These nests can be as large as 6.5 feet in diameter and are reused and expanded year after year. In each breeding cycle, the pair of birds typically lays 1 to 3 eggs, and both parents work together to incubate the eggs and care for the It is this steadfast cooperation that has produced a generation of strong and agile eagles, thereby maintaining the stability of the population over many generations. In the Luangwa ecosystem, the African fish eagle is considered a natural biological indicator, signaling that the rivers and wetlands remain clean, vibrant, and abundant. It not only eats small fish, but also helps control their population, preventing outbreaks that could disrupt the ecological balance in freshwater environments. In this role, eagles make an important contribution to the stability and biodiversity of the area. Across a broader landscape, this remarkable bird is celebrated throughout Africa as a national symbol in Zimbabwe and South Sudan, representing courage, foresight, and an unbreakable spirit of freedom. Under the blazing sky, beside the tranquil lakes of the Lufupa and Kapamba marshes, a fearsome creature lies motionless along the riverbank. Beneath the murky water, cold, unblinking eyes track every subtle, feather-light movement, waiting for the prey's slightest moment of distraction. As soon as a young antelope lowers its head to drink, the riverbank's grim reaper will instantly lunge out, demonstrating the incredible strength and patience of a true master of underwater hunting. This is a dramatic survival story among creatures sharing the same harsh environment, illustrating the unforgiving laws of the wild. Every creature, from the fish eagle to the Nile crocodile, is not only a component of the ecosystem, but also a vivid symbol of the identity of the land where it lives. So have you ever wondered which bird or creature truly reflects the soul of your homeland, no matter what sky you're under? The diversity and richness of nature provide the perfect answer to that question, inviting us to understand and appreciate the precious values that are always present around us. When the cool, refreshing drops of water touch the skin, the ancient lord of the swamp begins to awaken. The Nile crocodile, a product of millions of years of relentless evolution, is a vivid symbol of nature's strength and resilience. With a length of up to 20 feet and a weight of over 1,500 pounds, this is the largest reptile in Africa. It holds the record for the most powerful bite ever recorded in the animal kingdom, reaching up to 22,000 newtons, nearly 8 times stronger than the bite of a great white shark. Its strength doesn't lie in speed or agility, but in its ability to patiently wait, ambush, and strike with pinpoint accuracy in an instant. The Nile crocodile is a sophisticated predator that primarily eats fish. They also attack water, birds, medium-sized mammals, and even other crocodiles when necessary. In tranquil marshes like Lofa and Kapamba, where the gentle currents flow and fish are plentiful year-round, Nile crocodiles dominate the shallow waters and sandy banks, where they reign as the undisputed kings. They are most active in the early morning and late afternoon, using their strong tails to propel themselves through side channels or launch powerful attacks on the water's surface to catch their prey off guard. Despite their rough and fierce appearance, Nile crocodiles possess a very special trait: parental care, a quality rarely seen in reptiles. At the end of the dry season, when the water level drops and sandbanks along the river are exposed, this is the ideal time for them to begin breeding. Each female crocodile lays between 25 and 80 eggs, which are buried under a protective layer of moist sand. Interestingly, the gender of baby crocodiles depends entirely on the surrounding temperature. About 89 degrees usually produces males, while higher or lower temperatures result in females, a phenomenon known as temperature-dependent sex determination. When it's time to hatch, the gentle chirping sounds from inside the eggs signal the mother crocodile. Carefully use its mouth to lift each egg and carry them to the water's edge. Not only that, both the father and mother can protect their young during the first few weeks, when dangers from predatory birds, large fish, and even adult crocodiles are always lurking. In captivity, Nile crocodiles can live for over 50 years, and in the wild, individuals older than 60 are not uncommon, a strong testament to their resilience and remarkable adaptability. In the South Luangwa region, especially in the Lama and Kapomba marshes, precious water sources during the dry season, Nile crocodiles continue to survive and thrive. Strict conservation policies and pristine natural landscapes have helped maintain their populations and protect the legacy of this ancient predator. One might think that in today's world, ancient monsters have been forgotten, but the Nile crocodile continues to stand strong, demonstrating its remarkable endurance amid the countless changes of nature. Does strength lie in the ability to attack, or in patience and cold, calculated precision? In the vast swamplands, the Nile crocodile is considered the king, an absolute ruler that makes any creature daring to come near wary and cautious. However, in that land, there is still a true heavyweight that even crocodiles have to think twice before messing. With its massive body, sharp teeth, and extremely aggressive temperament, a hippopotamus can tear apart a fully grown crocodile when It is precisely that dignity and enduring strength that have made the hippopotamus the true ruler in the struggle for survival. Conflicts between these giant creatures are extremely rare, only erupting when resources run out or territorial boundaries are crossed. Every day, hippos spend most of their time submerged in cool water. Unlike other fish, they don't swim or dive in the usual way. Instead, they walk or glide gently along the riverbed, demonstrating an impressively agile ability to navigate underwater. Although hippos are not physiologically capable of true swimming, they still effortlessly dominate aquatic environments, as if blending into the water is an inseparable instinct. Adult males can weigh up to 4,000 pounds and reach a body length of nearly 13 feet. Their bodies are almost completely hairless, making them extremely sensitive to the harsh sunlight. To protect themselves from the harmful effects of UVs, hippos secrete a unique pinkish oil, which is often mistaken for blood on their skin. In fact, this is a unique biological compound. Not only a natural sunscreen, but also an extremely effective antibacterial and moisturizing agent. This remarkable adaptation has never been seen in any other mammal. As night falls, the air becomes cool and quiet, One by one, hippos leave the deep water to prepare for their hunt on land. With clear territorial boundaries marked by patches of mud, they leisurely make their way into the meadow in search of food. A hippopotamus's mouth can open up to 28 inches wide, which is very useful for cutting grass close to the ground and eating systematically across the lowland plains. Each night, a hippopotamus can consume up to 88 pounds of grass and will readily travel as far as 5 miles from the swamp. Despite their slow and clumsy appearance, hippos can actually run at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour on land. A truly astonishing feat for such massive and heavy animals. In swampy areas and ponds, hippos typically live in social groups called pods, which usually consist of a dominant male, several females, and each pod controls a clearly defined stretch of territory in the water, and the dominant male always defends this area with powerful roars, aggressive threatening postures, and whenever necessary, is ready to charge into fierce battles. These power struggles can lead to serious injuries and even put lives at risk. The reproductive cycle is also extremely unique, typically taking place underwater at the end of the rainy season. After about 8 months of pregnancy, the female gives birth to a single baby hippo, weighing between 55 and 100 pounds. The calf can nurse both on land and underwater, and always stays close to its mother, as if it were an inseparable part of life in the wild. The hippopotamus, with its remarkable strength and adaptability, is not only a symbol of vitality in the natural world, but also a testament to the rich diversity and uniqueness of animal species. Their journey between land and water is like a vibrant melody, blending the two elements to create an unexpectedly delicate balance within an ecosystem that may seem tranquil, yet is always filled with dramatic adventures worthy of the most captivating nature documentaries. During their first year of life, baby hippos are closely guarded by their mothers, a touching display of maternal care in the wild. But do you know an incredibly fascinating fact that has been confirmed by genetic science? The hippopotamus is actually the closest land relative of whales and dolphins, two mysterious marine creatures. They share a common ancestor from about 55 million years ago, originating from a group of ancient semi-aquatic hoofed animals. This evolutionary connection explains many of the hippopotamus's marine characteristics, from its uniquely structured ears and its ability to close its nostrils underwater, to its capacity to produce sounds underwater by vibrating its vocal cords. This offers a profound insight into the remarkable connection between the ocean world and However, not everyone knows that hippos are currently facing a precarious risk of extinction. According to the latest 2023 assessment by the International Union for Conservation of Nature Cunning, this species has been classified as vulnerable due to habitat loss, human-wildlife conflict, and poaching in Zambia, with the situation being especially severe in South Luangwa National Park. The tusk-like canine teeth of hippos have become a lucrative target. But there is still hope as local communities work together with international organizations to protect this mighty animal. Thanks to this, the hippopotamus population has remained stable in pristine waterways like the Luama and Capel rivers, forming natural biological strongholds that allow them to thrive in the wild. And in the shimmering dawn light, an unusually peaceful scene appeared. A herd of hippos lay motionless in the shallow water, their rounded backs and tiny ears Nearby, a yellow-billed stork strolled leisurely by, its pale pink legs gliding gently over the mud, as if careful not to disturb the giant's soaking nip. With its distinctive curved yellow beak, this pelican is always on the lookout, ready to snap its beak at lightning speed to catch small fish or insects hiding in the mud. The yellow-billed stork stands between 35 and 41 inches tall, has a wingspan of about 63 inches, and weighs around 4.4 pounds, a perfect size for adapting to swampy environments. They prefer shallow waters between 4 and 16 inches deep, where small fish, frogs, and slow-moving aquatic insects become ideal targets for their unique hunting techniques. The quick-billed clapping reflex allows the yellow-billed stork to snap its beak shut in just 0.25 seconds as soon as it detects movement, a skill that helps it locate and trap prey hiding in concealed spots. A quick flick of its leg stirs up the soft mud at the bottom of the pond like a subtle baiting maneuver. The moment the prey appears, its experienced yellow beak strikes with astonishing speed and precision. In particular, the yellow-billed stork is a group hunter that rarely forages alone. Instead, they usually gather in flocks of dozens, sharing feeding grounds and working together to build termite nests. They are a communal species, building large nests and living in colonies, a unique ecological trait that showcases cooperation and collective strength between the vast natural world and the tiny creatures that in the wild, bird nests made of twigs are built high up in the treetops near marshes or reedy beds, creating a scene that is both majestic Each nest can reach nearly 3 feet in height and is used over multiple breeding seasons, serving as a sturdy home year after year. Interestingly, both members of the parrot pair work together to care for their chicks by feeding them thoroughly chewed food. They even fan the chicks with their wings or drip water directly into their open beaks to help them get through extreme heat waves. This is not just a sacrifice, but also an incredible collaboration to preserve the next generation of this intelligent bird species. Entering the lagoon ecosystem of South Langua, the important role of the yellow heron is clearly evident. As a mid-level predator in the freshwater food chain, the cattle egret helps control the populations of small fish, shrimp, crabs, and insects, thereby maintaining the ecological balance among different trophic levels. Each time they go hunting, these storks stir up the water, creating opportunities for other birds like herons and ibises to take advantage and catch prey that has been disturbed. This phenomenon creates a ripple effect. building a multi-layered biological network that is closely interconnected and mutually supportive, demonstrating nature's sophistication in maintaining balanced and sustainable life. In the marshlands of eastern Zambia, the natural landscape is also filled with beauty, highlighted by the pure white plumage of the region's distinctive bird species. During the dry season, which lasts from May to September, many animal species face major challenges in this harsh environment. Despite harsh weather conditions with low rainfall, high daytime temperatures, and limited water resources, the wildlife here has developed remarkable adaptations to survive and thrive. Born from the harsh pressures of nature, they have learned how to survive and even thrive in prolonged dry conditions. Even in the harsh and untamed wetlands, every tiny creature plays a part in weaving a symphony of life, a place where sharing, cooperation, and adaptation are essential. The yellow-billed stork is not only a skilled predator, but also a symbol of unity as it builds nests, raises its young, and protects one another with its flock in the face of danger. It is through those quiet movements that nature gently whispers to us lessons about patience, kindness, and harmonious balance. That's exactly what Nature Moment always strives to capture. Those simple yet profound moments in nature that have the power to move anyone who truly listens. Among those challenges, the most serious issue is the lack of drinking water. Many species have to cope with a lack of water for several weeks or even months at a time. For example, herbivores like springboks and gemsboks have evolved to extract moisture from the plants they eat. Their bodies are extremely efficient at extracting water from leaves and grass, allowing them to survive for extended periods without drinking directly during times of drought. Moreover, many animal species also display adaptive behaviors to conserve water. Kalahari lions and other predators usually hunt during the cooler hours of early morning and late afternoon, avoiding the intense midday sun. This strategy not only reduces the risk of dehydration, but also increases the chances of a successful hunt, since prey are often weaker during those cooler times. To adapt to the harsh, dry season, many species also undertake instinctive nap. The journeys of wild antelopes and zebras in search of lush green pastures and reliable water sources are vivid proof of the powerful survival instincts that constantly drive the animals of the Kalahari to overcome challenges. It is this fundamental need that has connected and created a remarkable chain of movement among the creatures and landscapes in this harsh yet vibrant land. From the nests high above, the graceful golden storks, to the diligent desert dwellers, the wild natural world always shines with a vibrant symphony of survival and growth. Hyenas not only frequently move their cubs to shady spots to avoid the scorching midday sun, but also patiently teach them essential survival skills to cope with the harshness of nature. Through this, life is preserved and carried on, serving as a tribute to the remarkable resilience and extraordinary adaptability of the wild. Life during the dry season in the Kalahari Desert is a vivid testament to nature's resilience and adaptability. Despite facing extraordinary challenges such as water shortages, extreme temperatures, and predator pressure, the creatures here have developed remarkable survival strategies, ranging from behavioral adaptations to changes in social structure and breeding timing. The animals of the Kalahari are masters of ecological balance, surviving in one of the harshest environments on Earth. They remind us of the fragility, resilience, and profound interconnectedness between all living creatures and their ecosystems. As the dry season gradually retreats and the rains return, the cycle of life in the Kalahari resumes, shining with an indomitable spirit that never yields to adversity. The journey to find water during the dry season is a symbol of survival. In regions where rainfall is scarce, animals must use every bit of their creativity and adaptability to stay alive. The brown hyena is a prime example of this. They not only possess unique physiological traits that allow them to extract moisture from their food, especially from rodents like carrion, but also have the ability to convert water from decaying meat, reducing their reliance on directly drinking water. In addition, brown hyenas are also opportunistic scavengers. They often lurk behind large predators like lions and spotted hyenas, waiting to snatch leftovers from their meals. This scavenger hunting strategy not only helps them conserve energy, but also serves as a key to survival during times of scarce resources, demonstrating the ultimate adaptability required to survive in the wild. In the harshness of the Kalahari Desert, even the smallest actions can mean the difference between life and death, creating a vibrant and astonishingly profound ecological landscape. The dry season not only presents challenges, but also creates opportunities for wild animals to make the most of the scarce resources in their environment. The brown hyena, which typically lives alone, also displays highly adaptable social behaviors, especially during the dry season when food becomes scarce. Although they usually hunt alone, they can gather together to feed on larger animal carcasses, demonstrating that their social structure is highly adaptable to harsh environmental pressures. This demonstrates their intelligence and adaptability in survival strategies, helping brown hyenas get through the toughest times of the year. In contrast, lions are well-known social animals with tightly structured prides, coordinated hunting, and extremely strong territorial defense behavior. The dry season in the Kalahari region is not only challenging but also drives the lions to develop remarkable adaptations for survival. Typically, a pride of lions consists of several related females, their cubs, and one or more closely associated males. This social structure is vital, allowing them to share hunting duties and defend their territory when food becomes scarce. The close cooperation among pride members is a key factor that helps lions maintain their strength and safety during the dry season. In particular, the females in the herd are the center of social activity during the dry season. They not only take on the role of hunters, but also care for their young with great dedication, even when survival conditions become harsh. When resources are limited, the bond among the offspring becomes even stronger, enabling them to cooperate more effectively in hunting and protecting the young. The females are usually closely bonded by blood, hunting together and guarding the pride against threats from other predators or rival lion brides, ensuring the healthy development of the next generation within the community. The role of the males in the herd is also extremely important, especially when it comes to protecting their territory. The male lion is responsible for establishing and maintaining the pride's territory to ensure access to food sources and mating opportunities with the females in the group. The dry season often intensifies territorial competition, leading to fierce clashes between rival males. During this time, the males typically patrol the boundaries of their territory, letting out powerful roars to assert their dominance and ward off intruders, fiercely protecting the interests of their pride. Hunting is a vital activity for lions in the Kalahari, especially during the dry season when prey availability fluctuates dramatically. Common prey species include wildebeest, zebras, and various types of antelopes. When water sources dwindle and the grasslands dry up, prey animals often move in search of food and water, requiring lions to adapt their hunting strategies with flexibility. Lions group hunting tactics become especially effective during the dry season, as the females work together to stalk and surround their prey. Their teamwork and seamless coordination significantly increase their chances of a success. These remarkable survival behaviors not only demonstrate the incredible adaptability of wild animals in the face of nature's challenges, but also create an extraordinary picture of biodiversity in the Kalahari environment, inspiring us to appreciate and protect these precious values even more. Lions, the apex predators of the Kalahari, always know how to use their skill and teamwork to hunt prey with maximum efficiency. Normally, within the herd, some individuals will put on a display to distract the prey, while other members quietly move into attack. This group hunting strategy not only increases their chances of success, but also allows lions to take down larger prey, something a solitary predator would struggle to accomplish. It is precisely this seamless coordination and ability to assign roles that demonstrate the intelligence and exceptional hunting instincts of lions. However, nature is not always easy. During the dry season, when water becomes scarce, prey animals often gather around the remaining waterholes, making them much more vulnerable to lurking lions. In particular, lions take full advantage of this time, lying in wait in the shadows near those precious water sources to ambush their prey. This is clear evidence of the lion's remarkable ability to adapt to harsh environmental pressures, enabling them to survive and even thrive in the extreme arid conditions of the Kalahari Desert. Not only do they hunt with strategy, but to survive in the harsh environment of the Kalahari Desert, lions have evolved many unique physical and behavioral traits. Their dark golden fur allows them to blend in perfectly with dry grass, helping them avoid detection while hunting and protecting themselves from. Moreover, lions are typically active at night, taking advantage of the cooler hours to hunt and avoiding the intense midday heat of summer. This is not only an energy-saving strategy, but also helps minimize the risk of dehydration, allowing them to maintain their health in harsh conditions. The ability to regulate the amount of water absorbed from their prey's blood is also a unique survival skill. However, when the dry season lasts too long, lions are forced to travel dozens of miles in search of water, making their territory and living range more important than ever. As apex predators, lions play a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance of the Kalahari Desert. By controlling the number of prey, they prevent overpopulation and the destruction of vegetation, thereby protecting the health of vast grasslands. This balanced environment not only sustains the lives of countless plant and animal species, but also creates a diverse and sustainable ecosystem. Moreover, the presence of lions profoundly influences the behavior and distribution of herbivores. They force their prey to adapt, create new foraging patterns, and form complex interaction chains within the ecosystem. Thanks to this regulatory role, lions help maintain biodiversity and promote a dynamic, resilient, and enduring Kalahari ecosystem through every season. Amid the arid sands of the Kalahari, where life is constantly tested by scorching sun, relentless winds, and scarcity, lions don't just survive. They thrive, adapt, and unite to overcome adversity. Silent footsteps in the darkness, meticulously coordinated hunts, and the tender care given to their young, all come together to create an epic tale of strength and compassion in the heart of the wild. From intelligence and unity to an indomitable spirit, lions teach us that only when people know how to share, understand, and protect one another, just as lions do, can life truly be sustainable. And perhaps the greatest lesson that nature wants to convey through the image of the Kalahari lion is a deeply human reminder. If you want to be strong, if you want to endure, learn how to walk together. If you've ever had the chance to drive through the wilderness in a safari vehicle, or quietly drift along the parched waterways of the Kalahari, where life flourishes against all odds, don't hesitate to share your journey in the comments below. Those authentic experiences are not just personal memories, but also a source of inspiration that helps awaken our awareness to preserve the pristine beauty of nature. Join the journey with nature moment by liking and subscribing to the channel. It is you, it is us, who help preserve the roar of the lion, the sound of the wind sweeping across the dunes, and every fragile breath of the wild world. Together, we will continue to explore the wonders of nature and spread our love for life so that every living being has the right to live freely, safely, and fully in their own home. Under the Chobe sky, the battle for survival is written in dust and water, echoing the vibrant pulse of life amid the majestic wilderness. amid fields cracked open under the scorching sun. A quiet journey of survival unfolds every day. The patient footsteps of the lion quietly follow the faint trail, while the leopard silently stalks in the dense darkness, where every gentle breeze carries a rare hint of dampness. The spotted hyenas quietly search for whatever remains on the parched ground, driven by relentless hunger and thirst. In the sky, the African fish eagle circles overhead, searching for the fleeting shadows of solitary fish hidden in the slowly drying river. The Goliath pelican stood motionless by the edge of the nearly dried up marsh, patiently waiting for a miracle to happen. The average temperature in Chobe has risen significantly, accompanied by a 15% decrease in rainfall in just the past decade. This has forced wildlife to migrate farther, facing hunger, thirst, and increasing encounters with humans. In this natural scene, life is as fragile as a thread suspended between the cracks of a pristine paradise that remains untouched. Carrying the wild spirit characteristic of southern Africa, Chobe National Park emerges as a stunning raw gem, preserved over millions of years. Located in northern Botswana, Chobe spans approximately 11,700 square miles and serves as the ecological heart of the Four Corners region where four countries meet. Nearby, the small city of Kisani serves as a gateway to a mysterious wilderness. The name Chobe originates from the Chobe River, which winds gently like a mint-green ribbon through the arid land. The river holds sacred significance in the culture of the local people, serving as a lifeline and a symbol of the enduring strength of the wild natural world. The Subia people do not see Chobe as just an ordinary geographic name. They regard it as a sacred land, a place where heaven and earth meet, where life flourishes under the loving hands of the Creator. In the beginning, Chobe was a hunting valley for the Bushmen, but since 1961, the area has been officially protected, and by 1968, it became a national park, gradually transforming into a vibrant landscape of unique geology and ecosystems. This not only reflects a history of preservation, but also demonstrates the harmonious development between humans and nature over the past several decades. Located in the heart of the ancient Kalahari Basin, Chobe National Park bears the marks of geological changes that took place when the inland sea receded about 65 million years ago. Thick layers of alluvium and sediment were formed, laying the foundation for the unique landscape of Chobe today. This geological process not only created a rich variety of landscapes, but also laid the foundation for one of the most diverse ecosystems, helping to preserve the rare, pristine wilderness that still exists today. Chobe has a semi-arid climate with two distinct seasons, creating unique rhythms for the life and development of its plant and animal species. The dry season lasts from May to October, with temperatures ranging from 72 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. This is when nature takes a break after the rainy season. When the rainy season arrives from November to April, heavy downpours flood the land, and temperatures soar to around 86 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. This climate not only promotes the growth of rich vegetation, but also creates favorable conditions for complex food chains. making the Chobe ecosystem more vibrant and diverse. Chobe National Park is renowned for having one of the highest levels of biodiversity in southern Africa. According to data compiled in 2025, this place is home to more than 75 species of mammals, over 450 species of birds, and hundreds of different plant species. This diversity is expected to continue, expanding as conservation programs remain effective. Mopaine forests, shrub grasslands, riparian woodlands, and seasonal marshes have created an ideal habitat, providing abundant food sources and complex ecological relationships that help maintain a sustainable ecological balance. SAVANNAH, located in the northeast of Chobe National Park, stretches along the southern bank of the Chobe River near the town of Kasane, and is a region with its own unique character. The sparse, barren forests and deep sandy soil shaped by native plants create a simple yet vibrant natural landscape here. Not only that, SAVANNAH is also the most dynamic tourism development hub in the national park, offering amenities for safari excursions and boat trips along the Chobe River. This provides a multi-dimensional experience for visitors who want to explore the wilderness in comfort and safety. The natural landscape here, from the pristine riverside forests to the vast open grasslands, creates a vibrant picture of natural beauty and the abundance of the ecosystem. In particular, according to the 2024 Botswana Wildlife Statistics Report, the density of African elephants along the Chobe River reaches 1.2 individuals per square kilometer, the highest figure on the entire continent.